everybody. Welcome to our second episode of our inaugural Megaman X D&D series with a handful of lovely people representing the Reploid race and, you know, fight for dominant robot sapien inhabitants of the planet, we'll call it. I don't know where I was going with it, but here we are.
Okay.
Fun fact, you're the only race of people on this planet. So you've won. You've done it. You've succeeded. You'll notice that we are one shy tonight. Friends not having a no good, very bad day. And we love you very much. And I hope that your day brightens up. That said, it's time to, because we're starting a little bit late. We're going to go around the table. This is new for Chips over here. Fiss.
Hello.
When last we left our heroes, summarize the last game's episode, please.
Dun, dun, dun.
After getting inspired by some updating maps, Chips and the rest of the team decided to explore a abandoned mine. Just up north from their little village. So we left the exploding toddlers and yo-yos behind.
Hi.
And decided to trek up north. We found, as I said, an abandoned mine, but there were some interesting things within, including some wreckage that wasn't able to be harvested out. Found a little bit of loot. Chips now has a very fashionable belt. And then we heard something up in the rooftop or the rafters. And, well, that's where we are now.
Absolutely. Anything to add, Mir, Hesperia, from your point of view?
We forgot the car ride. The road trip out to like this cave where we like were bouncing up and down with the dude that like had abs of steel.
We took the roller Uber.
Aren't all Ubers roller Ubers?
They all can be if you try hard enough.
I mean, I think the point of an Uber is that it rolls. That said, before you, in this open cave system that has been excavated with precision and with skill, with a giant metal ass hanging out of the side in a spherical dome. Mac the Mech had driven you here, dropped you off, and was like, peace, and left. You find a series of cranes and rubble, oil slicks and spills all over the ground. And again, that large mass of stuff that couldn't necessarily be salvaged, slag, if you will. And Hesperia, you were doing something, and at the end of the last game, and you looked up, and you saw a rather large individual, and something crossed you. It's like, I didn't order any large men. What is this? And
not today.
Not today. Anyways.
No.
As a massive, hulking looking creature with a long pointed chin and tusks coming up from the bottom jaw. A Reploid, but large, significantly larger than you. Swung down from one of the cranes and basically started swinging down a fist directly at you. And with that, we were going to roll initiative.
Oh boy.
You bear with me half a sec while I throw the initiative tracker on. There you go.
Okay, turn orders, go.
What is going?
I'm being blocked by a pop-up window. Me.
Son of a bitch.
Where's my initiative? Oh God.
Bear with me half a sec.
Sure, it's all good.
I have no hope for my initiative because we dumped Dex.
That is true. Let's see. I did not okay. There it is. I hit the thing. Wow, damn. Hysteria's on it. Shit.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm used to being in the back of the turn order. My brain is panicking right now. I was like, I don't have time to think.
I like it.
I got a nat 20, which doesn't matter because I got a -1, so it's a 19.
So 19.
I love our group. We're great.
It's these Kingdom Hearts dice that I got. They've been doing miracles for me. It's literally my bard. It's my bard's dice, not my bard, but my character's girlfriend who's a bard. That's a whole other story.
Okay.
Gutter beat. We're gonna go with some light rap battle music for this.
Right. Okay. Hold on, I can't hear you. You went weird for me.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
Back. Yes. First it was like tube-like, and now it is. Now you are back to normal.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably because I kicked on the audio within Roll20 at the same time.
Okay.
Fizz, you got a 13 by the looks of it.
I did.
All right. We'll pop that in.
Completely. Well, slightly better than average.
You know that, because I'm so used to being in the back of the turn order, I'm just thinking of that meme from Pirates of the Caribbean where they're all getting ready to be hung, and he looks at him and goes, "First time."
I like it. And then our Maverick hanging out, just doing their thing, having a good time. Let's get them a turn order as well.
Everybody wants to be a cat because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
You know, this is true.
That's going to be stuck in my head all day. That everybody wants to be a cat. Song.
Everybody.
Everybody.
I mean, they jammed so hard they blew through 3 floors of a building. So
Hesperia.
Yes, hi. Hello, it's me.
Mid-air, you see this large creature coming down, swinging a fist at you. But you react faster. You're quicker. Yes. You've got this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I think Hesperia is going to get the hell out of the way. Her knee-jerk reaction, because this is just a punch, right? It is just violence.
It is absolutely violence. This thing has a... And it's as it swings down.
Cool. Hess is going to be like, nope, and she is getting the hell out of the way.
All right.
So I think she's just going to move.
Okay.
Where's the map? Oh my God. The Roll20 is doing the thing where it's like, I'm going to put you at the furthest point from the actual map.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yes. So now I have to navigate to it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh God. Okay, I'm here. Right.
Feel free to leverage the map as you need, as I built out a isometric map.
Yay, isometric map.
You've got a 3D map that you can potentially use to your advantage.
Okay.
For character placement and all that jazz.
Going to move the heck over here. That's it. Each square is 5 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay, 5, 10, 15.
The rubble and stuff to your right is difficult terrain.
This is this stuff here?
Yeah, the white stuff. Yeah.
The stuff is difficult. Okay, cool.
And the black, oily ink spots all over the ground are also they are a hazard. If you go running through them, think oil slick. Roll me a dex save.
Setting me up to sacrifice mirror? Because I feel like that's what might happen here.
No. I'm just saying that if you want to go somewhere, it's probably going to be down and to the left.
Listen,
or down and to the right. You're fine.
Listen, as my friend said, until level 5, everything's a threat to a wizard. Tread carefully.
True. Yep. I think Hesperia is just going to take a couple steps back and try to get out of range. 1, 2, 3, right. And we're going to move this way towards Pulse.
This thing is still about 15 feet in the air and was sailing down at you. So you wouldn't be provoking an attack of opportunity or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what she's gonna do. That's her movement.
Yeah.
And then she's got more stuff that she could do, because that was only movement, and this is D&D where we can do more than one thing sometimes.
Yes.
Holy crap.
I'm just going to turn the names off quick because the map is very zoomed in on this one.
Okay. All right.
You know who you are.
Of course I am. I know who I am. I think that I think I would like to use a spell.
Okay.
I would like to use color spray.
You would.
I would. Yes, indeed. Let me click on it. So
Now this is the 2024 version of Color Spray.
exactly.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and cast that. It will be a con save that beats a DC of 12, and on a failed save, blinded condition until the end of my next turn.
All right. So order of operations on this, because Color Spray is a 15-foot cone. So allow me to set the scene. Hesperia looks up and is like, oh, fuck no. And
Yes.
with the presence of a magical girl, shoves a hand into the air, nails glistening and glowing as a color spray shoots up into the sky, taking this thing full in the face. And then you pick up your, like, I can only imagine, like, Reploid mech skirts, and it's like, and I'll just go over here now.
Yes. I think I honestly would like to add to build on that and say that she and have her say, stop in the name of love, and then like dip backs the hell away.
I love it.
And she's like, not in these shoes.
I'm going to pull away the volume on the Roll20 here for a second, because it cut into your recording a little bit there.
Ooh,
but
okay.
it's all good. You said con save, correct?
Yes, it is a con save, DC 12.
All right, let's see how it goes. It made a 12.
Boo.
So taken
Burns.
upon or taken with all of this glittering, scintillating light, it's like, and it nearly misses you as it like slams into the ground, and it's on the ground, and its hand is like, it can see as you walked like that way. Life is good. Anything else for you?
I think that was my action. So let me see. I'm looking to see what I got.
I think that's everything.
I think that's everything I can do right now. Yes, correct.
All right.
So that is my turn.
Okay. I'm just going to remove. I had a noise suppression filter on you from last time when you were buzzy.
Oh.
I am taking that off.
Oh,
we
the noise
got
suppression
mirror.
filter is coming off. Dang.
It's time.
I can
Mirror.
see clearly.
Okay, cool.
This guy is no longer 15 feet in the air and has canonically smashed into the ground.
Cool. So he's 15 feet away from me.
Yep.
So can you see like that arrow that's on the map right now?
Absolutely.
If I would get behind this thing, would that be like full cover, half cover? What would it do?
Yeah, you'd have full cover behind it.
But I would not be able to see him, right?
Correct.
Cool. So
You're not ducking. This thing that pile is taller than you. Anything on the map that is bigger than your token is bigger than you.
Cool. So I think first things first, we're gonna do ice knife. But the way it's gonna happen is he's gonna pull out that binder that we talked about, and immediately he's gonna pull out like files of like that say strictly attack files.
Okay.
And he's going to just kind of pick through them like cards, like doot doot doot, dink. And then in this realm, how would this work? How would ice like just configure itself?
One thing, so between you and him, there's a pretty clear line of rubble and stalactites coming up from the ground.
Yes.
Or stalagmites coming up from the ground. He does have at least half cover on this, so he's got a little bit to his AC. You tell me, what does the tech look like for manifesting this cold? Is it a tank? Is it like some kind of like turn on the Freon, it ports onto your arm? Like, what's the vibe here?
I like to imagine like as he selects this like card or maybe chip, because I made the Mega Man Jack-in like reference earlier. I imagine like it is kind of like a battle chip. It goes through his arm and his arm like opens up a port like out, like basically opens a port on the side, and code just starts formulating out of it until it becomes like the sickle of ice that he's able to pull out from his right arm, wield it with his left, as the book is now floating, I imagine, because digital book, like it's holographic, it can do whatever. As he takes the ice knife and just yeet.
And yeet. All right, I'm down.
I cast yeet.
Go ahead and roll your ice knife.
That is a 18
total. 18.
Yeah, 18 to hit.
Perfect. 18 on this guy is a hit.
Cool. So he also needs to make a dex save. I'm trying to think. Would it be a 12 or 13? Because I have a.
It's based on your intelligence. Everything's based on your intelligence.
Oh, so it's 13. Yeah. He needs to make a dex 13 save or take 2d6.
That is a 14 for hit.
Okay, cool. So he takes
just the slashing or the piercing, I believe.
Yep, he just takes the piercing. So that's just 1d10.
Yeah. Wouldn't have made it without the cover.
And that's a 9 for at least the piercing damage as the ice shards go, as the ice dagger just goes boomeranging through the air. I imagine like it just punctures into the armor, like on his left or right shoulder. And as it explodes, it just doesn't take any effect. It's just like water on fire.
Hesperia.
Hi, hello.
You have Arcana training?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
This is fine.
Can I also move him? Because I don't want to be that close.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Let's see.
Arcana with an A, not an R, because I'm not a pirate.
If you move through a square that is a an asset on it, it's difficult terrain.
I'm gonna move right here.
Big 12. Big 12.
I'm gonna move where Chip is. Like, so I'm gonna go here. I think that
Yeah, that works. Hesperia, you notice something.
Oh boy, okay. I noticed something.
As you chuck as Mirror chucks this ice knife, Mirror didn't quite get it because of the cover, but you've got a direct line of sight.
Okay.
It shatters against those stalagmites sticking up, and it sprays him in the face, doing piercing damage. But the cold that he didn't take seemed to shy away from, as though he really didn't like it.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. All right, noted.
All right. With that, Mirror, is that your turn?
Yeah, action movement. I can't do any bonus actions at the moment, so we're good.
Coming into this place, did you have mage armor on already?
No.
Okay, so you're still like raw dogging it.
Yes.
All right.
Raw dogging the dungeon.
Mage armor requires me to take an action to cast.
Well, it does last 8 hours. That's why I was asking, like, did you do it before you went down into the big scary tunnel?
No.
Right.
I don't think I didn't have mage armor during that time either.
Technically you did. I had added it to the spell sheet before you leveled up because you were still missing one.
Okay.
So if it's a thing that you want to do or you think you would have done, feel free. If not, then we'll just play it out that way.
Nah, we'll raw dog it.
All right. Now, it is pissed. It is the Maverick's turn.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
It's fine. We're fine. It's great.
Fine. It'll be okay. As it puts a foot against one of the stalagmites down here.
Okay.
And it starts to move forward. Give me half a second. And it's going to... you're the closest right now, Hesperia.
That's unfortunate for me. You know what? It's the shoes. You know what? Pulse should have told me that I was wearing the wrong shoes. Pulse, real friends, tell friends that they're wearing the wrong pumps to battle, okay?
You're the most brightly colored individual in this room, too.
Boo.
It does two things. One,
Okay.
it's going to, you see it kind of like charge this purple color for a moment. And
good.
from where it's at, you see, where are we here? There we go.
I'm trying so hard to be good right now, but like there are so many jokes going through my head.
It's not a charity stream.
It is not a charity stream.
It's not a charity stream.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be all right. As you or as it dashes forward, you see this electrical glow come out from it, and it just like radiates out in the direction of Mirror, because it threw some ice at him. As an electrical like pulse goes down into the ground and carries forward.
Let me. Ooh, I saw it. I actually saw it on Roll20. What?
Mirror. Show me potato salad. Let's take a look. That's going to be just a 4. A 4 does not hit.
Everyone was like, oh God. Oh.
My brain was like, holds breath. We got something. We can use something. Just holding breath.
No,
we're good.
I got you, Boo. Don't worry.
Oh, I apologize.
I
It didn't use any of its abilities to actually hit you.
Blink, blink, blink.
Bear with me.
So once more,
it didn't add any stat bonuses to anything. So
it's fine. This is fine.
It's okay.
It is absolutely proficient in its own attacks. Let's try that again. Okay, it would have added a 5 to it, so not quite. I believe you're okay. I believe you're all right.
So wait, 5 plus what again?
5 plus 4.
5 plus 4, or 5 plus 4.
Actually, that is my AC. Shield.
Hold on. I was like, I was gonna say, we got stuff.
Oh no.
Mirror. You encounter something that you've never encountered before. It hits your shield and you don't take the hit. Your shield is gone. And it is not up until the start of your next turn. Like little barriers, like normally you shield and it stays there on you until the start of your turn. This thing got dissipated by this effect. Almost like a minor dispelling.
This is fine. We're fine.
It is very fascinating. It's very curious.
The way I said,
as it like slams the ground and these electrical bursts go forward, using its fist in the ground, it launches itself forward and drives another punch into the guts of Hesperia.
You know what? I'm very offended.
Just gonna say, totally offended.
I mean, this was. I'm gonna be good. Gonna be good.
Right.
Anyway,
that is a 16 to hit Hesperia.
Let me check. I'm pretty sure at a level 2 that's gonna hit. But wait, I have stuff I can do. So
like
don't go.
Hydrate.
Like hydrate, man. Where is my AC on this character sheet?
Your AC on the character sheet is
over on the right.
On the right, yes.
Side now.
Okay, so that would definitely hit Hesperia if Hesperia didn't have a reaction.
Okay, what's the reaction?
So, like, something, I guess for Hesperia, like, she legitimately is like, oh, we've got a problem. And all of her, it's funny because they lived in a small town, but she and Pulse, like, went out to bars and stuff. And so she's been in the occasional, like, scuffle at the bar or at the club, if you will, especially in them shoes. And all of her little systems light up at this moment, and I cast Silvery Barbs.
I like it. Right.
And this, like, it's literally like what she does is she sticks her hands like in her metal skirts and goes, pocket glitter. And like, that's how I cast Silvery Barbs and showers this thing in sparkles.
All right. So it's going to re-roll its attack. And we're going to see what happens.
It's going to fail it.
Is it? We'll see.
I hope so.
That's going to be... Come on. Stop that. There we go. That's technically more.
Fuck. I made it worse.
Worse or better?
So
that's what I get for trying to do something new.
But you get to add an advantage to... Who are you giving the advantage to from Silvery Barbs?
Okay, hold on. I think glitter is called fairy herpes for a reason. Mirror is the closest to me and also gets showered by this glitter. And that'll give you the advantage.
I like it. Done.
The worst part is he already has glitter because glitter is eternal. He's so used to glitter getting hit on him that he's just like, more.
It's just a fresh coat at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's his weekly fresh coat of glitter.
I think Hesperia is probably thrown because she doesn't have Pulse to back her up. Usually she's like the pocket glitter and then Pulse would throw the punch. And now she doesn't have that.
Hesperia, as you take this massive fist right into the gut, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Welp. Sucks to suck, I guess.
This thing has massively long arms that it seems to like do the orangutan thing with when it was hanging. It has reach. It was able to get you from like 10 feet away.
You know what they say about guys with big arms?
They can pick up a lot of dirty clothes.
I was going to say they have big socks, but yeah, same point.
There's that. They have big sock puppets. That's
now
it.
I got to go do basic math. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Chips.
All right. So he's going to attempt to throw this thing off guard with some vicious mockery. His eyes go super bright and almost like a sheen of holographic mask goes over his face in the form of rapidly flashing QR code / barcode, and it beams right at him at the monster there and says basically, let's see. I'll say, go back to your butt.
Go back to your butt. Feel free to click the macro to roll it in chat, and I will his saving throw.
All right.
Which I'm not gonna lie, this berserk maverick in the shape of a mandrill, wisdom not his strong suit. Still a 15 though.
Ooh.
Because he is too distracted to have registered the insult.
Welp.
I go, oh, okay then. And I'll take out my quarterstaff and kind of prep myself. Let's see here. I think I'll move. I'll move up here so my squishy friends are not the only targets. And that is my turn.
All right. With that, it's going to be Pulse. Pulse is up. Pulse is like, what is going on? No.
Do not want.
Pulse leveled up and has access to a bunch of stuff. And I'm not sure what they took as their infusions that they're using actively right now. So I'm just going to lie. Let's see. What is the most useful thing that they can do right now? Yes. Okay. Got her beat. Oh, that's cool. Features and traits. They're going to... They got magical strength, enhanced weapon, mind sharpener, repeating shot. Oh, I love that. All right. Yeah, Maz is going to do the sorry. Pulse is going to do the familiar thing, and is going to whip out a Mega Buster, and we're going to reach out and touch it. Maz has lots of strength, and is going to drop in a. Let's see. Oh, that's thunderclap, not thunder wave. No. Shocking grasp. I already said it. It's what we're gonna do.
Let's go.
That's a 14, and its AC is, I believe, not quite 14. It is. It's a 15. Son of a bitch. So Mass is like, and the thing looks at it like, and it takes no lightning damage and no electrical damage whatsoever. One, because she didn't hit, or they didn't hit, and two, because it's immune. Pulse is like, oh fuck them. What are we gonna do? I guess I'm a cat. Let's be a cat. And okay, bye now.
No.
And is just going to start moving this way. And zip back here. Maz has the most AC out of everybody.
This is fine.
I think they would know better. I'm pretty sure that they would know
tank.
better.
Everyone else is like dump stat.
Yeah. Pulse is still an artificer, but is in a better position than anybody else.
We have a wizard and a sorcerer and a bard.
They all walk into a bar and get into a fight.
We all die.
Huddle up and stand your ground. Hesperia.
Hi, hello.
Pulse is has put up their fists.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're up.
Oh, Pulse has put up their fists. I appreciate that, Pulse. And she, I think the punch that she got probably knocked her down a little bit, and she's getting up. She's pissed now because now she's just her outfit is messed up. She's getting into it, and she's and she sort of stands up and says, "Ladies don't start fights, but they can certainly finish them." And she pops up a little, she blows a kiss and a little heart forms out of her heart. You knew I was going there. And she whips her arm around to create more hearts. If you watch Sailor Moon, you know exactly what I'm doing. And she, the hearts, you see the hearts as being all rainbow colored for a second, until they all turn blue. And she's like, "It's time to put things on ice." And she is going to cast Sorcerer's Burst.
I see how it is. Go ahead.
You know what damage she's doing already.
Yes. 100%.
She's doing some cold damage. Let's go.
All right.
Let me roll for it, because I forgot we got to roll for things here in this
Tiger
house.
and Bunny. If you know the show Tiger and Bunny, you know who I'm thinking about.
Yes, Blue Rose. Let's go. All right. 13. Right. Big 13.
13 does not hit its AC.
Listen, this is why I hate the roll 20 dice. Dear roll 20, when my dice can hit more 20s than natty ones, I'll like you again. Until then, fuck you.
How dare you randomly number generate?
Foundry conspiracy. Anyway, so
so I have a question for you.
Oh no, I don't like questions.
Because this is new. When you put your hand up and you're like, in the name of the moon, go fuck yourself. Would you say that was you using a bonus action to activate your innate sorcery talent that you've never used before because it's new to the system?
Actually, yes. I would like to spend 2 of my sorcery points to quicken my spell and make that a bonus action.
I was going to say, innate sorcery is just a state that you go into where you start glimmering with glitter, turn on, and it increases the spell save of your DCs by 1, and you get advantage on all of your sorcerer attack spell rolls.
Nice. Can I do both?
You go Super Saiyan. You can do one. They both take
only
a
one
bonus action.
That's fine. Okay, so I will do the innate sorcery one because that gives me more sparklies.
Yes. So
as you can tell, I'm not a power gamer. I just want to be shiny. So
it's also a new ability that you just got and have never used before because it's brand new to 2024.
So I'm sparkly now.
I like it.
And I get like 1 to my DC or something, right?
All of your spell save DCs go up by 1, and you get advantage on any attack rolls. So you can roll again, and let's see what you get.
Okay. Come on, roll 20 dice. I swear to God.
Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies.
Big money. That's 17. See, it's because I got mad. It was like, fine, customer service mode.
Go ahead and click the damage. You can do it right through chat if you want to.
Yes, I can. Let's click some damage. That's a big 5. Big 5
That's a big
damage.
5. So as you like, whoosh, with this big ice whip, it's not
an ice whip. These are like, this is blown kisses. So it's like, it's a bunch of hearts being pounded. Much
as it tried to like dodge out of the way of all of them, it was unable to do so. And you see, it takes 10 points of damage.
Yes!
Success.
Hesperia feels very triumphant in this moment.
Are you still planning on staying where you're at?
She's got to move because she's not going to stay there. She just made him mad. And she is definitely going to dip. She's going to run towards Pulse. That's her first instinct, is to run towards her friend.
Pulse
towards
is right above you.
So, and then it's very, the way this looks is very funny. She runs towards Pulse, realizes that Pulse is closer towards the baddie, and then runs away from Pulse, and it's like, nope, we're gonna nope out of there. And she's like, she's gonna end up over there. She's gonna end up like close to, I think that's Mirror. Is that Mirror, or is that?
That is Mirror.
Yes. Once again, I'm next to you, Mirror, and you're sparkly because of me.
With a glittery high five, tag Mirror, you're up.
So
big handprint.
I think with that happening, like if Hesperia is literally coming by and high-fiving him, I imagine Mirror takes in that information that he just saw. These literally like ice-shaped hearts hitting the giant like gorilla-like creature, mech Reploid. And I think that causes Mirror to reformat how Ice Blade works. So instead of a dagger, as he once again takes that chip, put it in his arm, the ice coagulates into like what looks like a heart-shaped kind of blade. And once more, it's just like, all right, let's try this again. Yeet.
I like it. Go ahead, roll.
Let's see. That is a 18 plus, what is that? Plus 5? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Definitely a hit. This thing's going to roll its dex save.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fail. So it's going to take the piercing and the ice.
So we're going to do the piercing first, which is 1d10.
Mm-hmm.
That is 5, and then 2d6, which is, Jesus, that's 10. So what I like to imagine is as the heart-shaped like icicle goes boomerang across its its body, it cuts. It doesn't land like the last one, but it cuts by, and then right behind them just explodes into ice shards.
I love it.
You did roll with advantage too, right? Because my silvery barbs gave you. That's what the glitter did. Didn't just make you sparkly. It gave you stuff.
Just if you roll it again, just for the off chance that you might crit.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it's 15 plus 5, but still hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So total piercing and total ice.
Piercing was 5, ice was 10.
All right. It takes that ice and it's just like it's solid for a second, and you see it just kind of like freeze up and tense its muscles, and it lets go. And the fury and the rage behind its eyes as you see this red spread out from its chest all around, like it's enraged or something is taken over it.
Cool.
I think we pissed it off, you guys.
Anything else for you, friend?
I'm going to move. In this world, would we have like, okay, in video game world, when you lock onto a target, like in video games, when it's just like, okay, this thing I'm looking at, even if we're behind cover, do we still keep the marker on it?
You have a rough idea based on its size of roughly where it is. Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna move here, like behind this thing, because I don't feel like getting hit today, because I'm out of spell slots.
Oh
That's
no!
Oh no!
What do you do when you're out of spell slots?
Because I only get 3 of those.
All right. At the end of your turn, Mirror, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Why did we make Dex the dump stat?
Because it's worse for me because I've never had a negative dex. Okay, that is a 13 minus 1, so 12.
All right. Bear with me a sec. You feel the ground well up underneath you.
Oh no.
As that familiar, like magenta looking lightning starts to form, as it takes you from below, as if erupting out of the earth. And that's going to be 7 points of lightning damage.
Oh.
Hate
And you feel
all of that.
You feel kind of like stunned back for a second. I don't believe you're concentrating on anything though, so you're fine. So 7 points of damage.
I would like to imagine everyone's heads-up displays just go red for a moment, where you see the morning light again. That Megaman that Ultraman style of like.
Question. Well, okay, I don't know if I may have missed the onus to use this because I had to like double check and read. Would you like me to try to use Soul Ray Barbs? Because it could roll higher and make it worse. So
this wasn't an attack roll.
Okay, so it's not an attack roll. That's what I was not clear on. I was like, maybe. Okay.
This happened at the end of Mirror's turn as a saving throw. Think of it kind of like a lair action.
Ooh. Right. Hate that. Hate that. Okay.
No, it's this guy's turn. It's the start of his turn.
Oh no.
The walls have ears.
And he's mad because a couple of people threw ice at him. And the first thing that he's going to do is slam a fist into the ground and send this wave, a line, if you will, of electrical energy through pulse at Hesperia. Because
hate all of that.
y'all lined up.
Why am I thinking of that song from Grease? The specific line of how it's electrifying.
It is. But his chills aren't multiplying, and therefore he is still up. Pulse absolutely is like yeet, and like throws herself off to the way to not be hit by it. Hesperia, that's a 24 to hit you.
I have a reaction. All of Hesperia's systems like flare, and she was like, I knew we had chemistry, but not like this. And I cast Absorb Elements.
I love it. Dun dun dun.
Yes.
That's going to be only 2 points of electrical damage or of lightning damage to you.
Woo!
Nice.
Take it in.
Thank God. And that gives me some extra juice to use later. That's a special tool that'll help me later.
Fuck's sakes. And it's only a melee attack that you can add that onto, not your Sorcerer's Burst. So
I slap him. Soap opera style. Got it.
Right? Telenovela.
Woo!
So that's the first attack that he makes. The second, rage in his eyes. He's going to lean a foot back and kick Pulse full in the chest. And that's a 14 to hit Pulse and does not manage it. And you just see these lines appear on Pulse's armor all of a sudden due to the armor of magical strength that they have. And you just see like Pulse has massive boots, like all of you do, like boots for days. You have Megaman boots. Like
we are 80% boot.
You are 80% boot.
I have pumps.
All right.
You're 85% boot. You get that. And you just see like as this boot from this Maverick starts coming in, you just see Pulse's boots get bigger and like sink into the ground as this crisscross of circuitry goes up their body, and they expend a charge, adding a bonus to their strength saving throws from the armor of magical strength. Anytime that they need to, they can just get beefy for just a little bit. And
that needs to be on a shirt. Pulse has to own a shirt that says that now.
Just says get beefy when you need to. It's Master Roshi style.
Yes.
And the thing almost is taken aback because it's like, no, you fall down now. But you're supposed to fall down now. No. Chips, you're up. This thing is still sitting there and it's mad at this point.
It does seem mad. Okay, I'll transform my arm into a blaster-like speaker, and I use a bonus action to cast or to give inspiration to probably Hesperia, since she's getting the worst of it.
Well, I mean,
don't give up.
Mirror's not looking great, but he's behind cover at this point.
He is behind cover, yeah. And then the speaker grows in size and begins to hum ominously. Mm-hmm. And I will cast some whispery sounding modem noises at him.
Also, Hail Hydrate.
Hail Hydrate.
Yes, Moon.
All right, let's try some dissonant whispers.
All right, it's gonna try and make a strength or wisdom saving throw. Let's see if it could do it. Show me potato salad.
Potato salad.
That's a 10. It failed.
Nice. That will be 3d6 psychic damage, and tries to get out of dodge. All right. Using the safest route. Cool. So let's go damage. Oh, nice.
I like it. It's going to. It goes to turn as you see that red on it is starting to flash faster and faster and faster. And it starts like pulling at its chest chassis and like pulling at the parts on it as though something inside it is on fire. And it's sparking. It's got little sparks coming off of it, and it turns and it kicks the ground and it leaps into the air and reaches a hand out to hang on to the crane up top where it had first ambushed Hesperia. Long reach, 10-foot arms kind of thing. And Pulse gets an attack of opportunity.
Yay!
And what do they have? Yeah, that'll do. And it is also a come on, +1, because it's a magical damage. On the bonus. There you go. And we go with strength on that. Good. All right. Show me. That's 14. Not quite enough to hit it as it swings away. And just like whiffs with Maz's like it's a quarterstaff, but I imagine it like a big pipe wrench. and or like some kind of big claw pry bar. It's sometimes you just need to apply just the right amount of violence to
just enough.
Have you ever seen a foobar?
I have seen foobar. They're fantastic.
They make them that long too, so that sounds about right.
I own one.
I have the small one.
Yeah.
It's handy.
So that's its turn. Or sorry, that's Chips's turn.
Yeah, that was its reaction to try to run away.
Indeed. Anything else on your turn?
I will. Let's see. I don't want to be in. You know what? I'm gonna make sure that I'm not lined up with anybody or too close to anybody. Let's see here. Oops. Where can I go here? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, that seems about right.
All right.
So I take a move and skim through everybody and try to make sure that we're not clumped up.
And skip to Malou. Got her beat. All right. With that, Pulse is up. And you see Pulse, as we have established. What does Pulse have for? Oh, I like that. Pulse puts away the wrench for a second, and you see their hand like flip into a three-tined claw, and like points it offhandedly at this pile of rubble. As you see a grappling hook shoot out from their Mega Buster, and grab just like a big chunk of slag. Like it's this big gnarly half jagged thing, and it shoots it back and aims it up and goes, and it sounds like kind of like a potato gun. And they're going to cast Catapult.
Woo!
Nice.
I do love me some Catapult. There we go. It's going to try and make a dexterity saving throw. And it does not make it.
No.
So that's 16 points of catapult damage.
Let's go. Get him, Pulse.
As this thing's hanging there, and it's like it's glowing, it's pulsing, it's frantic at this point, both from Chips' spell and for some kind of internal struggle. As it turns to see this slag heap thump its way up literally through its chest, and everything seems to stop for a second, and time just ceases. And you just see flames and bombs and stuff all over it. Is like, and you're blinded in a flash of light, and all of a sudden, it is no longer there.
Oh,
indeed.
Are we sure it's gone?
Cue the victory music.
No. Are we sure it's gone? Because the GM hasn't said combat is over.
It does not appear to be there.
Oh, fuck. We're so fucked. Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up.
It's quiet. and Pulse is like, it goes back to a hand, grabs the wrench.
I hope it doesn't have friends.
Hope it doesn't have friends.
Hess
It's a
is
thing
like,
that you could hope for.
Hess is straightening herself up, and she's like, well, if they do have friends, I hope they're nicer than they were. Goodness. I almost broke a nail. You know how catastrophic that would have been?
I think Mirror like puts away the combat folders into the book that's still floating by him. He kind of like palms, like holds in his hand, closes it as it kind of just fades away into digital dust real quick.
Closing all the combat tabs.
Out of curiosity, because I can ritual cast, do I need spell slots?
For what? You can only ritual cast ritual spells.
I want
Ritual tag.
my brain is just like, could I detect magic this? Like, sense if there's something else nearby? Because
You can ritually cast detect magic. It just takes 11 minutes to do it.
yeah, I think in that time frame of like all this going on, just to be safe, because he saw what that thing could do. What else is also hanging in here?
You see Mirror like open up the pages of the HUD where it's just this flurry of tabs and windows, and their eyes kind of go into that like, I'm working, leave me alone sort of vibe that you've seen before. And you see like their mouth kind of moving but not necessarily saying anything. And Hesperia, like you recognize, you've seen this before.
Oh yes. Hesperia's like, Hesperia's been like straightening herself out, like straightening her clothes. And the funny part is she still has that electric charge from the absorb elements. Mm-hmm. So she's like glitter is coming off of her, but also like electricity.
The hair is getting slightly frizzy despite your best efforts.
Like she's doing her best, but it's like, oh God, I can't do anything about this. And she looks over and sees Mirror doing his thing, and she's like, oh, well, I guess we'll figure out what's going on soon enough. They're gonna pay for messing up my hair. So
and Pulse looks around and they're like, well, that was interesting.
Interesting. I almost died. Chips is traumatized. Look at Chips.
Chips is just like just checking over his arm. He's like, I've never gotten it that loud before. That was neat.
You see right next to the knob where it goes up to 10, Chips just like in whiteout it just says 11. And the knob's a little bit flimsy now because it's cranked way too much.
It's just like loose.
It'll buff out. It's fine.
I'm glad I didn't lose any of the glitter on my chassis. I worked really hard for this custom paint job.
All right. Everything seems quiet. Nothing is attacking. Nothing is biting. Nothing is coming at you. And Mirror's just silently like flapping through. What do? You have a little bit of time while Mirror explores this, completes his ritual.
I do want to do something, but I need to read things because I forget how sometimes some spells work. Because I have a spell. Okay. So my question to you is, how long does mage armor last?
8 hours.
Okay, so it does last 8 hours, because I think that's what Hess is going to do. Like, after almost getting punched in the face and knocked the fuck out, she is going to give her, like, as she's, like, brushing herself off, I think that's just, she's going to just start casting mage armor. Like, she's going to, like, her touching herself, like kind of like this is encouraging her nanites to, like, go to work to cast the spell.
As you like dust yourself off, and it's like, we need a little more gleam.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's just like that scintillating cleanliness just kind of rolls over each of the pauldrons and the arms, and you are shiny.
Yes. I was going to say, it looks like the Sailor Moon transformation, but not with the ribbons. It's just like her armor turning those colors for like a second.
I like it.
I'll walk over to Mirror while he's concentrating, and very gently will tap him on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds on him.
That's a good way to go. Pulse is going to do the same thing for Hesperia.
Yay! Thank you.
And we're back up.
Hey!
I think on your heads-up display, you stop seeing the Ultraman warning light going, boom, 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 and all you see is like a thumbs up emoji pop up saying, "Thank you."
Oh
that's
gosh.
7 for Hesperia.
Yep, and that brings Hesperia back up to full. So I think like while she's casting mage armor, her hair sort of like flips up as Pulse does that, and it's like it completes the transformation, and she just goes, I feel so much better. Thank you, Pulse.
Absolutely.
If I,
gotta be careful. Better safety third and all, but not when it comes to you.
Oh, yeah.
And
safety third. What's number 2?
Profit.
That works.
if I may, I think around this point, as he's doing more like of with that spell, from the book, you see like nanites and other holograms, like of different pairs of like little robotic circle spheres, like going around almost in a 30-foot radius, starting to scan things, like highlight things, trying to see what's going on, almost as if at this time you see Mirror's eyes go like clear as he's like syncing up to these things to just check out the room. It's like they're moving around frantically. Like if they don't find something, you can go to this thing, you can go to that thing, go to that thing, go to that thing.
Mesh network.
Let's go.
I like it. I'm down. As you you see your telescoping HUDs and pull everything in together, taking in everything around you. It's like you can taste the air and all of the surfaces in this place. You get a distinct sense of like what detect magic is a high frequency scanner for all intents and purposes. It's not it is less show me an aura of where the magic is. It's you're searching for a very specific kind of signal that was known, like a frequency. You're turning on a frequency scanner and you're finding something that's tied and tuned to ancient civilization and technology. Ship's belt, for instance, is just like, yeah, detected. And there's just a big old fucking arrow on your HUD that's like that thing right there. Looking around,
swipes that away. It's like, we already know that.
Yeah. The giant ass on the wall, it's just got an arrow pointing right up it. It's you're looking around. It's like the things that would ping as magical or ancient technology. It's almost distracting because even the slag that's in that pile pings that way. It has that frequency to it. It's not innate in like you could do something with it necessarily. This is salvage at best, and you've used your logic to determine like there's nothing of value there, but it shows up on the scan as like mined ancient technology. It's all got the same composition. It's all got the same signature.
Is there a way to figure out, like, does it create a pathway? Like, does it, if it wasn't broken, would it be like all these lines are going in this direction essentially?
No, not so much. You imagine, think the strike freedom. And you've got your radar right there, and it's okay. And it's got circles forming on a bunch of things, and then there's a big one in front of you being circled. That's the outside of that like spherical dome. Okay. So you're detecting it within a certain distance of you, and as you move around, occasionally you get nothing that penetrates rock because the spell. But for the most part, yeah, you're like, all right, I'm seeing the things that I expected. I'm not getting any new information from this at this point. And you can keep your concentration going on it for a little bit.
Is there, like, the stuff that's salvage, can I deduct if I'm able to turn anything on? Like, power it back up?
Yeah, you know what? Pulse will give you the help action on this and guidance. So advantage and a D4. Guidance. Go ahead and roll Arcana. Guidance. But Pulse's guidance comes in the form of don't fuck up.
So you said advantage with a D4.
Advantage and a D4 on top. They are providing you guidance on Arcana checks.
I'm going to just throw this D4 as well because I got a nat 20 again.
Woo! Now, not to waste a nat 20, but sometimes there is no success to be found in an action. And you take the time, and it does take a little bit. It's very quick because you're like, I know what I'm looking for. Because of the nat 20. But you start laying things out and you're like, maybe I could, no, those pieces don't fit together. And no, that's not, this is all crap.
I think what he's trying to do is deduct where this being came from. Like, where did it come from? How did it get here? But he's trying to find every avenue possible. Was there something functioning? Was there something built? Did it just appear? And then also, where did it go?
While you are having this deep contemplation and the math is mathing and moving all around you, I think Hess has gone up to the ass, and like she literally just reaches up to like touch it.
It's smooth and cold.
It's also hard. It's a hard ass.
It's a very hard, smooth.
Like
cold.
Day didn't miss.
It's got this like
Doesn't have any curvature.
it very much has this spherical curvature. It's got a roughness to it that belays the softness in its intentions. No.
I think she's looking for a way to like if there's like an entryway or some point, like some way to get this thing open at all, you know.
Couple drinks, you know, some music, dancing.
I mean,
Tequila.
happy International
Tequila's
Women's
the
Day.
one
Let's
secret.
go.
As you're copping a feel, your nails kind of drag along this for a moment, and it's got this rough texture, almost like an eggshell. Like it's not perfectly smooth like a metal sphere. Like there is a texture to it, and it's not like a pumice stone or something of that nature. It's closer to an eggshell.
Yeah, I'm not exfoliating here. We are definitely talking. Okay.
Yeah. Not that this thing, I'm not trying to convey to you as a player that this thing is an egg. It's merely a descriptor.
Okay.
It's gonna hatch.
What's gonna pop out of it? Yes.
As you like, you're taking this in and you turn up on top of the crane, you see an arm just dangling.
Hesperia screams.
I think that would break him out of his concentration of like.
She is like, I'm sorry. She points at the air. There's an arm. There's an arm up there. I was touching the butt, and it she like fans herself. She's trying to breathe.
I like it.
There's it's touching the butt, and there's an arm in the rafter. It looks like a corpse.
It looks really familiar, like the one that punched you in the gut just a little bit ago.
Like, and as she starts to recognize it, she like calms down and she goes, "Oh, never mind. It's not important. You can go back to what you're doing." It's just the guy that tried to punch us.
Pulse has like gone, and they've got their Mega Blaster out. Pulse has a hand crossbow +1. And is just able to like with the repeating weapon trait, or the repeating shot trait.
Nice.
Where are we repeating the shot though? Because my mental image was the butt, and I can't unsee it now.
I mean,
there's that.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
No, you're not.
No.
It's a Monday.
Would you like to pull that thing down off the rafters?
I think that is what Hesperia is gonna do. I think she's gonna do like a little she's gonna do the bunny hop, but like since she has heels, it looks even sillier. It's very like she looks like a gazelle, because you know like gazelles can like travel vertically. That's kind of how it looks like when she goes to like pull this thing.
I like it.
Nice.
Because it's hilarious as fuck. You go to bunny hop and you feel like Pulse is there and like was right next to you being like, what do I have to kill?
Thank God for Pulse.
As you go to bunny hop, she like claps you on the back.
Oh,
and
okay.
You go to go 1, 2, oh God, why? And start sailing through the air as your jump distance is tripled. It's great. It's fantastic. It's a perfect jump.
This is not the first time Pulse has done this to her either, and she's literally like, "Oh God, Pulse, not again!" And she says, "I'm blasting off again." I have to do it.
You spend 10 feet of movement as a little skip, and it sails you 30 feet into the air, and you're like, "Oh God, why?" And you land perfectly tuxedo mask-esque say V style, on top of this like crane, heels together, and there's just a massive, large, sized. It's not large. It's only medium now. That's a little funny, but it's definitely the Reploid that attacked you. Smaller. The chassis that was flared out and swole has now condensed down and almost kind of like overlaps. Like it looked like you could see the raw insides of somebody wearing it, like a chunk of armor that was just pauldrons, and now they've come down and they can even touch. They're a much smaller form inside.
Hesperia puts her hands on her hips and sort of leans over this form and is trying to determine, one, if it is unconscious and or not alive anymore. Okay.
Finito.
And the second thing is she's trying to see if the chest piece has a way of getting it off without touching it.
This appears to be like they're just a regular Reploid. You don't recognize the chassis that they're rocking. It looks kind of like the Orc chassis. So like big and burly in the shoulders. But it looks like it's been strained or damaged in some way. And not just by you guys.
Overclocking is bad for your health.
That is definitely the vibe that you get as you like your HUD is like scanning different things as you see it kind of moving around. It's not picking up any signs of life.
Okay.
You can see the specific, like, this is where you shot it in the dick. Like
she would have too.
Twice.
That cold damage, man. Shrinkage. Anyway, so I think Hess actually has a little bit of equipment on her, and one of those pieces of equipment is a spear, because like Pulse, she prefers distance, but unlike Pulse, if it goes down, it stays down. So, and she says, "Hey, is this the guy that punched us earlier? Is a lot smaller in person, or at least up close." And she takes her spear and like tries to create a lever and tries to like yeet the body over the side of the rafters.
It is easily done. This person is about the size of Chips, give or take. Like they both got a not as tall, but still reasonably burly. It's easy enough for you to be like yeet and kick it down to the ground, and it falls 20 feet to the ground. It just like
she calls incoming just to make sure, because with her luck, it's either right on top of Mirror or it's gonna hit Chips, and she's like, I'm not today.
It falls on the wizard.
Please God, no.
The wizard is actually very far away from it, so it's like, we're okay.
God.
But I think as it falls on the ground, Mirror's going to go and investigate the the Reploid.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
I think Hess is like hopping down because and she says, "Don't touch it. It could have like plague or something."
Like
a virus.
Hey, Mirror, does it have the same signatures as the slag and all the other stuff?
Did it pop up on my radar while I was doing that 30 feet search, or?
Nope. You're looking at it, and there's the faintest, like it's almost scanning by, and like you see something blip and it stops, and you go back and you see something kind of blip and it stops. So there's a trace of something, but when you turn and you like look at Hesperia has it too.
Oh no.
As you're trying to hone in, and you're like, no, like little blip inside the chest, and you turn and Hesperia's got one, and
we're magic.
Chips has one.
Oh, thank God. It's not just me.
No, you're all gonna die.
Yay!
Weird question. Can I grab the blip that's in its chest?
It's just a sensor. It seems to be something internal.
Oh, internal.
Yeah. Like you don't see a literal dot glowing on Hesperia's chest. You see you get like the faintest of readings as you're going by, kind of like using a stud finder when you're going against a wall, it's like, and you got a faint reading, and you go back and you try and find it, and it takes a minute, unless you just do this right here.
Heyo.
Heyo. With a stud finder.
Because there's two things my brain's going down. It's like, one, it's would Mirror kind of put two together that they also had this urge, this drive to do something. And the second,
that is an assumption that Mirror and or Blackwell could make.
I wonder, I think Mirror would go down that route of like, I think he will openly speak and say this too, and say they were like us, just different. If I can, because you said it's inside of them.
Yeah,
like
you got like the faintest little twinge of like, it's kind of like scanning something for, or seeing if it's magnetic or something of that nature. It's very faintly magical, like inside their core or inside their chassis. If I was using D&D terms for it.
I'm trying to figure out, how would I extract that?
Do you want some help? I mean, Pulse has some tools, and I have a spear I can use as a lever.
He pulls out a dagger.
Between the three of us, and Chips, you can be moral support, unless you have a dagger too.
No, but hey, an extra staff can help pry things over or do whatever. So,
does anybody have training in medicine?
I got a +2, but no.
I got a big old +0. I don't know. I know how to put a Band-Aid on. Yeah.
Chips?
No, just I do have the skill, but no, it's just the +2.
You do have the skill.
I do.
Okay, so you are trained in medicine.
Am I?
It's. Do you have a red dot beside medicine on your character?
No, just the half.
Okay, yeah. Oh, because you have Jack of all trades.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Chips, you are the closest person with the ability to do this.
Autopsy.
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check and add a D4 on top of it from guidance.
Guidance.
As Pulse is like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this, and like claps you on the shoulder.
10 plus
1D4.
I defer to Pulse's judgment.
There is that.
Yeah, that's all right. 13, I guess.
Right. 13 is actually the DC that I set for this.
Yay!
You're like, all right, and you start like, you lay hands on the body, and you start like, all right, what happened to you? Why did you try and straight up murder our faces? And you pull a glove like all the way up to the shoulder, kind of thing. Where'd the glove come from? Nobody knows.
As long as it's not from the butt. I imagine it's like my wrist, like it opens a panel and
it flares like a parachute.
Flares like a parachute and then sucks down to the skin.
I cast the cantrip. Suddenly sleeves.
Fingerless gloves.
Right.
Oh God.
A couple of things come to your attention. On the shoulder of this person, emblazoned on one side of the arm, is this like kind of parallelogram, like a trapezoid, and it's got a character on it. You're fairly certain that this was a hunter.
Hey, Mir, take a look at this. Have you ever seen this before in your books?
Have I?
It is, for all intents and purposes, like a tattoo on a hunter that denotes the crew that they go with.
What I have seen, I wonder, would Mira know any any hunters guilds, like organizations, things like that?
Not specifically. You have had, roll me a history check.
History.
This is specifically just recalling back people that have traveled through your town.
11.
You recognize it as like a hunter's mark, no pun intended. It's, you know that it's kind of common for like hunters to get to mark themselves, very much like a soldiers or Marines get tattoos kind of deal. It doesn't, the mark doesn't mean anything to you. It probably had some significance to them, but you haven't encountered this one specifically before.
I feel like Mir would take this down because he has calligraphy tools, like being able, like pencil, pens, things like. Can I say that all intents and purposes? Can he take like a picture, like?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, how's he do that too? Like, just take
like, He's gonna take like one of the eyes from the detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Like, as he does that, like one of the eyes appear from the hologram image, and it just kind of wides in, and it's just like click.
Yeah. I think
closer.
For non-combat purposes, you basically all have the minor illusion cantrip. That's how the HUDs kind of like interact with real life. It's basically what you could do with minor illusion in a regular D&D game.
I love it.
If you wanted to be a Tony Stark techno wizard, minor illusion, baby.
It's built in. It's built into the chassis.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody gets that cantrip kind of thing.
Yeah. I think as he takes
non-combat applications.
I think as he takes that photo, he sends it to everyone, and he's speaking out loud, saying, "We should maybe report this to someone." This is kind of looks around, very ominous.
We'd also be able to find out maybe how long it's been down here. If this is a recent hunter adventure, or if it's lost. It's been lost down here for a while.
Can I take a photo of the arm as well?
Oh. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So Mir is doing the coroner report, photographic evidence kind of deal.
Yeah.
Chips, with your role, the tattoo, quote unquote, was not necessarily the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you go through, they are merely just like any other person that you've seen, but there are stress marks and strain marks all over their frame. You start as a frame, you add the chassis on top, and then accessorize. As Hesperia has always pointed out, always accessorize.
All the accessories.
All the time.
The chassis looks worn, but like it doesn't look like ancient technology. Like you've seen the orc frame before, and this is a thing. It's generally made for more burly and brutal roles, similar to the Goliath one. Who is it? They were driving you in the thingy dooter. They drove you here.
That guy.
Mac had the orc frame on him.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Bringing you along, like it's something common that you've seen.
Yeah.
And as Mirror's like and seeing that little detection aspect, it would come from right in the very center of their frame where their being is located, just like yours. Like you've got the touch, you've got the power.
Yeah,
that's where your spark is. In not so many terms, you're like, oh, that's their. What's the word for it? We don't have a word for it. It's just like the glow, the spark, the something.
The thing like a spark, but that's copyright.
It's not the All Spark. That's different. That's a different franchise.
Okay, well, I'll I'll kind of get over my hesitation and continue the amateur autopsy and take a look at the inner chest area, see if there's anything corrupted or out of the normal.
You take a small wire, plug it in, and it's like starting diagnostic, and you just see much to it kind of matches what you see on the original start screen that I set you guys up on.
Nice.
You basically see like an internal showing of their skeleton and like the frame and the bits and pieces that are overlaid on top of it. And nothing about this screams ancient technology. There's an absence around its waist where you're pretty sure that the belt you're wearing used to go.
I'll take good care of it, sir.
Whoops.
Yeah, you dropped it.
You can confirm from your medicine check and your diagnostic. There's no point, or there's no piece of ancient technology. This is a modern person. It just, something happened to them. They seemed to just go awry.
All right. Well, I'll with a little bit more care and thoughtfulness, I'll finish patching them back together. I don't know what we do for burial rites on this planet, but
you tell me, Chips. What are the burial rites for the Reploid race canonically?
Recycle what you can, I guess.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but the helmet is often kept as a memento and given to the family.
I like it. You slide it off of this, like it's got a big massive crack down the back of it. As you like lift it up, it landed on a big chunk of slag. No, even better, the crack is from when Pulse shot it in the spine with a catapult, and it just like,
yes,
that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Okay.
And
I'll very carefully unhook the helmet part, and I have more than enough carrying weight. I can bring whatever we need.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, and you're like, all right, hang it off the belt kind of thing. With that, given the time frame, as you like patch this person up and decide what you're going to do next, we're going to go to break for a couple of minutes.
It's
Let everybody
great
take a bio and have a snack, and
Yay.
Sounds good.
they'll be back in 10 minutes.
10
17.
minutes.
Good time. I will see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
we're back.
Woohoo!
Hello, everybody. We are thoroughly hail hydrated and alleviated and all that jazz.
Yay!
You didn't die out of your first combat. Well, second combat, because the leaf almost killed you the first time. But
I tried to make tea, and it's the first and last time I'm ever gonna try to make tea.
The game is just out to box the wizard because all the heavy hits have hit the wizard.
Hesperia took one to the chest for certain.
Yep.
Technically two, but you didn't quite die.
No, thank God. Somehow managed to survive.
I will survive.
Hey.
With a somber moment, you've put this person to rest, and once again you look around and you find yourselves in this chamber. What now?
Well,
to be fair, I touched the butt, and it does not feel like a metal butt. It feels like an egg. I don't know
texture,
what
but metallic in like it feels like it's made of metal, but it's got that rough
egg
texture to it.
That's what she describes, and she's like, I don't think that means it's an egg, but I do think it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
there's a signature going. He takes a moment before he says this because he's just like, it's going up the butt.
What?
There is a signature. It may be further up this mountain that we're inside, but it does point towards it.
Do we need to go in the butt, or do you think we could go deeper in to the cave system?
Everybody roll me either perception or investigation. You tell me which one you're doing.
Oh boy, let's see, perception or investigation.
Investigation is touching. Perception is seeing.
I'm gonna do perception. She's got better perception. That's a big 3. Big 3. Hess sees nothing, just glitter.
And butts.
Glitter and butts.
I have proficiency in both. What would be better? What
is Mirror's approach? Are you going to be picking up, looking at things, feeling around things, or are you going to stand there and use your eyes and look? What's your approach?
I think he's already looked around and used his eyes. Now it's just time to touch stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking around. I got a 20. Sorry.
Okay. And
not a nat 20, but that's okay.
This is a 16 plus 5 for investigation, so 21.
Nice.
All right. Couple of things catch your attention. Chips. You kind of head off in one direction. This is a big cave, right? And we'll see, Mirror, you head off in another way, covering ground. You've done this before, to some extent. As you're tracing along, and you're like, all right, so they were in here, they excavated this. There's an offshoot up there of a tunnel, just kind of north of where you were at. And as you head up there, just like you're feeling along the wall, Mirror, there's rough tool marks on everything, and bits of this fluorescent calcium powder. It's chalk. It is fluorescent chalk, as they've been marking where there's like X's and O's, and you're keeping your eyes open and your HUD's just like picking up all the little details for everything. You do not have any kind of proficiency with masonry or excavation at all. You're like, cool, the X's are probably don't hit that. And the O's are probably maybe you could hit it until something bad happens. You're like, this was something to do with mining. But you don't see any kind of way forward. This looks like a chamber that was being excavated and then they left. it could have been in the same vein as any of the other like kind of like rough offshoots in the chamber. Nothing is perfectly square or anything like that. They're just like, cool, we can't go in the direction of that egg-looking sphere. Let's go in a different direction, see what we can find. And then they stopped.
I wonder, as he's searching around, like, you know, on the walls, like picking up things, looking at the different symbols, with my investigation, would I find anything of like that would say, hey, this is why we stopped. Hey, this is why we couldn't keep moving forward. Any kind of equipment that would help us move forward, maybe.
Nothing so conspicuous. That pile of scrap in the center kind of told a bit of a story, as you were leafing through it before. Everything in there is just discarded bits that everything valuable had been taken from. Aside from the cranes that are left in here for excavation, which are basically assembled inside the cave. It would take a massive amount of effort to disassemble them and take them back, and then bring them back again in the future if, you know, that was the case. It looks like they dug to the point that they thought that they had found everything of value here and then left. That doesn't explain the individual that kind of went ham on you, but you know that they're a hunter. Hunters generally stick in groups or stay by themselves. One or the other, but this one had that tattoo, that brand, that insignia, which seems kind of strange to you, and you don't really have the answers of why that would be, but it looked like they were a part of a group, and then they weren't. So that's what you pick up. Ships. With your 20 perception check as you head off in a different direction. Mm-hmm. You're looking at the butt for a while, and you see that sign off to the side that says like, hey, like, don't dig here, this wasn't safe. And again, on your HUD too, you see in fluorescent chalk, like way up the wall, almost to the very top, you just see like X's and maybe the occasional circle of like, hey, this seems to have structural issues, that sort of thing. Pulse is able to confirm a little bit because they have that crafting background and that masonry knowledge, as we established before. It's like, yeah, I'd probably bring the whole cave down because, you know, you got stuff in it and then the rock's not like actually supported around it and like could kill everybody.
I don't suppose there is a crack in the butt.
There is not a crack in the butt.
Okay.
And you're like, you know what? Well, if the butt's not safe, what's not the butt? And you turn around and you start walking. And opposite the room, like way back on the far left side of this massive cave, was where you guys came in. But down at the bottom, as you're walking, like you look down and your feet are wet. And there's this, it's actively bubbling, this murky black and brown, like puddle.
Oh no.
And it looks like water had seeped underneath a crack in the wall. And you're like, oh, okay. And you go to like touch it or put your foot into it, and you go a little like deeper on that first step than you think. So there's some kind of underground reservoir basin down there. Okay.
Yeah, I'll submerge my my foot in. Actually, no. I'll make sure that I'm not about to slip inside. I'll reach on down and see if I can just hold my hand there for a bit, see if there's any sensation of danger or anything like that.
You stick your hand into the murky hole because this isn't Florida, so you feel safe. We've already established that the piranhas fly in the sky.
Exactly.
Why would they be in the water?
Exactly.
That's the other things.
And you stick it in, and you wait. It splashes. Nothing touches you. It feels viscous. like mucky, like turpid water, like really mucky. It's obviously cloudy inside, like something's churned it up. But this puddle or this pool is like 15 feet across, and like it's wide. It looks like a pond inside, like a cenote almost, but not clear water, gross water. Visibility would be 0 if you tried to go underwater. Point of order, y'all still breathe oxygen and air. Swimming rules apply as normal.
Does anybody have water walk?
So there goes my idea of like, maybe, nope, can't breathe underwater.
Well, I can hold our breath, and I can maybe check.
Okay. Have you looked at that water? That water's disgusting. This is not going in that unless it is life or death.
Well, fair enough. I can check it out first and see if there's. I can. So it's basically going from out of the crack in the wall.
This pool, this spring, that seems to be deep. It looks like it flows underneath where that wall is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. All right. Well, we didn't come here not to adventure.
Well, yeah, but if you're gonna die, like you could drown. You don't know what's under there.
Well,
what if there's something living there that could like eat you?
Well, tell you what. Let's do this. I believe we all got some rope and stuff, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It's realistically, it's like fine braided cable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
50 feet of fine braided cable. Let's go.
Yeah.
Cat 6. Nice.
I like it.
All right.
Enough to support your body weight.
Yeah. Or at least enough to guide me back, because I won't be able to see anything. That's the thing I'm most worried about. Okay. I can tie it to either that chunk just north here, where there we go.
Mm-hmm.
If it's big enough and sturdy enough.
Yeah, there's plenty of spots.
If not, I can go around I could go around the crane if I really needed to. But if
even in the junk pile, it's easy enough to find like a discarded inanimate carbon rod and shove it into the in rod we trust.
Got it. Okay, I will set that up, and then knowing that I won't be able to see once I go under, I'll make sure that I have my staff out, and basically I'm going to be using it as a blind stick.
I like it.
Well, I can send some lights with you too, at least for 60 feet, and then they will disappear.
Well, with this belt, my HUD is upgraded. I can actually see a little bit better now. Yeah. So it might work. But
you can hold your breath in the 2024 rule set a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your con mod.
Oh.
Before you start suffocating.
So the belt is actually very helpful in this case. Yes. So, all right.
Your dark vision does nothing because it's not the absence of light. It's, oh God, there's mud in my eyes.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, that's my plan. I'll tell everybody to if I don't come back in, I guess, a minute to start pulling on the rope
like you do.
Right. 1 minute. Got it.
I feel like Mira makes like a holographic clock that just sits in front of Hesperia and Mira and
like microseconds.
Canonically, Pulse is like, hold on a second. I might have something for this, and reaches down into a big burgeoning tool belt and pulls out the itziest bitsiest little piranha bird.
Piranha.
Yeah. And
I don't know if I want that with me. it might confuse me as food.
this piranha lark, and it's like, hold on a second, and like slaps it on your shoulder.
Oh, okay.
And you see
Hello.
as Pulse does that, the helmet just kind of goes like and covers their eyes for a second.
Oh,
And it's just
nice.
like this white screen, and you see a little antenna stick up out of this piranha lark, and it's like, I can see through its eyes. Remote control.
Hey!
Nice.
Remote control piranha lark.
And you see on the side of their Mega Buster, a little joystick sticks up for a second. They're like,
Oh my god.
That is the best way to describe it. Got it. We got a drone. All right.
Yes.
now I could send I'll let Maz name their own familiar, but Larky here.
Larky.
But you were so gung ho. I'm not going to take that from you, but at least we'll be able to see if you die.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that. All right, I'm going to.
Well, we got to tie the cable around you.
Yep, I'll put the cable around my waist, and I will take off my very nice hat, so it's off to the side, so it doesn't get messy. And then, I will slide in kiddie pool style. So I'll sit on the edge and kind of slurp down.
I toss one end of the rope to Mirror. I said, all right, timer's going. Get ready.
The slurping commences.
I will take a big breath and slurp forward with my stick and the piranha.
Slurping.
There's a limitation in a practical sense for dancing lights in this case.
Yes.
This is one of those areas where like light's fine because it just goes where the object is going, but you're directing those dancing lights like down into the muck and hoping that it's going to go straight.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily something that so you're guesstimating to the best of your ability. And you see this faint glow underneath the murk, and you can see the individual like clouds and puddles as Chip steps into it, and every step it's just more dirt and muck, and you're down to your waist, and you're like, oh. And you just take the deep breath, and you look at the piranha lark, and you're like, ugh. You do the Canadian like, yeah, and down you go. I need you to roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Makes sense.
Lord.
Makes
sense.
sense.
We'll say it's straight because the piranha lark's with you. The piranha lark is like doing its best to like pull you one way or the other.
Okay, 18.
Let's 18. Go. Woo.
You start to like feel your way along. You're completely submerged at this point, and like you reach up and your hand is still in the water. It is massively deep down here. And you're walking along the bottom of this and just like feeling your way along the wall, and a full minute passes of you moving your way along super slow in the mud. You're basically moving like quarter speed, step at a time. And you're pretty sure that it's deep enough here that you could swim if you knew where you were going, but you don't. And you're at the point where it's like, all right, I've just gone over having about halfway where I can hold my breath. And you're feeling that trepidation of like, do I keep going and feeling along the wall? You're certain that you're going in a way, and you're still like you got a reasonable like compass with you, and you're like, all right, well, it's kind of turning a little bit, and just as you're starting to feel that trepidation of, I can't breathe, I gotta go, or that sense of like, it's now or never. You put your hand over and it wraps around something round and cylindrical. It's like a ring of some kind.
Oh, like okay,
like a door knocker ring sort of thing.
Okay, I'll do my best to try to push it, pull it, or knock on it.
As you like grab it and you pull it, like you feel yourself like pull towards it as you like try and give it purchase. As you pull yourself up against a wall, and you can feel there's more of them like in a direction going in an upward angle.
Okay.
They look almost like handholds or something of that nature.
Okay. Well, I don't want to risk. I don't want to risk them starting to pull me back against my action. So I will turn back. And
I will say, when you started hitting that 50-foot span of cable, Pulse specifically is like, I'm not feeling any like Larky hasn't said that they've died yet, so just like clamps another cable together.
Okay.
No, it's still moving. It's still going as Chips is moving forward. So you're keeping a solid pace.
Okay, then you know what? With the piranha giving them updates, I'm not worried. I'm gonna try to climb as fast as I can.
All right, go ahead and roll me a athletics check at disadvantage.
Why is it gotta be athletics for a bunch of casters?
Damn.
Because swim.
So 9.
9.
9.
You're like, and you almost make it. And I'm just gonna double check. I'm pretty sure there's nothing on the. Hands. Give me half a sec. Yeah, there's nothing around lines or veils for suffocation or drowning. We're good. You're like just about all the way out, and you lose your breath for a second, and there's this big like almost the sonic drowning like animation from the Genesis of the.
Oh God! Oh no!
And you like one final pull. You suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
That's fair.
As it's just at the very edge of your capability, but you pull yourself up into a dank, humid place that it's pitch dark, but we'll address that in a second as you like roll over and squeeze water out of your lungs.
Awesome. Okay, okay. That was a little bit further than I thought it would be. Oh.
And the piranha lark from your shoulders, like, and Hesperia mirror on the back end. Pulse is like, he didn't die. He's good. There is a room on the other side.
Oh no! Does that mean we have to?
Mir just looks at Hesperia and just nods his head.
You see the piranha lark hop off your shoulder, Chips, and land on the cable attached to your waist, and it pinches onto it like a clamp, and you see its tail just go down into the ground like a little drill bit, augering down, and it goes and it separates from your body.
Cool.
There is now a like an attached line on both sides of this thing.
Still gotta go in it. Can't go under it. Can't go around it.
I feel like Mir is gonna see Hesperia as like conniption of getting dirty, and he's just going to say, "You're still pretty, even covered in mud. Remember that."
Thank you, Mirror. I'll remember that. And she like fans herself a little bit, and she gingerly, like, you know how some people when the water is cold, they're like stepping in like a toe at a time, like very much. That is Hesperia right now. She's like
absolutely puts a hand to the small of your back and shoves. She's like, and as this happens, she's like, "Fuck you, Pulse!" And like she reaches. I think she tries to grab Pulse to like, if I'm going, you're coming with me, even though she knows Pulse probably doesn't care. Mirror, you see off of Pulse's arm, it goes, and a little like forked thing comes off, and she puts it down and attaches it to the cable, and it locks in. And starts going, pulling her forward into the water. You coming?
Yep, I think. Yeah, he would. I think he's going to cast light to, even though it's mud, like at least kind of keep him have some form of vision. Even though he has dark vision, even it's mud, it doesn't matter. But at least with light.
You reach your hand down and cast light on a single object. So this cable that's running from one side all the way down and through goes and lights all the way up.
Dancing light's still going, so we're just having a party in this mud pit. Let's go.
It's glowing and it's gross and it's underwater.
That's awesome. So it's like Tron meets Scum. Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
It's like the Flashman level where the laser beams are going.
Oh god! Oh no!
I think Mir's going to leave behind like his robes because they're very puffy billy, but they're just going to weigh him down.
Yeah,
and he's just going to have like these very skin tight clothing that's over his body, and because of that, you now seeing like no one's there to see it, but when you all see him, if he makes it to the other side, you would see more of those like pale golden yellow designs on his body.
Love it. Pulse is like holding onto the cable and is still like arm up and reaches a hand out towards Ymir. I'm not going to let you drown.
He takes their hand.
And
I think Tess is clutching to...
You are viciously accosted from behind as you feel Pulse like kind of like shoulder check you. And you're like, oh god, as you're pulled forward.
Sometimes you just have to take it from the rear.
In the land of the butt. And Chips, you're like on your knees and you're like, okay.
Oh god.
I'm all right. As you see a gurgling and a bubbling, and the rope starts going like as you hear this grinding sound, and it's just Hesperia's head and then suddenly torso, and they're like, oh god.
Immediately, can I just like land on Chips, like, and she's like, oh, that was horrific, I never want to do that again, and we still have to get to the back. Oh, and Hesperia goes to open their mouth doing this, and it's just like muck coming out. Sorry.
It is a crime that Hesperia does not know prestidigitation to clean and sparkle themselves.
It's true. It is very much a crime. She took thaumaturgy instead.
But Chips does. So Chips will begin to clean everyone off.
Thank God for Chips.
You see Mirror like unceremoniously tossed out of the water and like kind of half rolls. And Pulse is like, you guys are heavy underwater. Holy crap. And takes the grappling attachment and puts it back in. Artificers.
To be fair, that was probably about 80% mud.
Yeah. Where are you at? Taking it in for the first time. Having been sparkled and cleaned and taking in your surroundings. You're not in a cave. You're inside a building. You're in a ship of some kind.
We're in the butt.
It is smooth. That same rough texture that the spherical exterior was is what the floors and the walls seem to be made out of. It's all brushed metal. There's smooth bits of like tech recessed lights here, there, and everywhere. Nothing's glowing. Everything seems to be powered down, but you are Mirror. It's not still running at this point, concentration wise, after that endeavor. You don't need your scanners on. This is you are inside ancient tech.
Where is the ancient tech? Yes.
And it's a long corridor that seems to all go in the same direction, and some things kind of go up and some things kind of go down, but it's like a corral.
Hey guys, this doesn't feel like we're in Seoul anymore.
This is big. Well, let's find out how big, I guess.
It's the same texture as the butt.
We're inside the butt.
So it's the weenus right there. Weenus.
We don't know the shape yet, okay? So we can't make that deduction.
Are we in the cockles of the heart?
Right. That's maybe the subcockle region.
Subcockle.
You're looking around. You're definitely inside some kind of ancient structure. It's wide. Like all four of you could walk shoulder to shoulder in the same direction going.
It's got the twerk.
Behind you, where that pool was, you see that it kind of like angles down, and you get the feeling that that probably went further in the direction that you came and then down into the earth, but was entirely filled in with rock and debris when this, ship crashed.
So kind of like embedded into the earth at an angle or down, and then whatever portion that we got onto the handholds, that was whatever was left up.
Yeah.
Cool.
As you look down this long corridor, and there's like platforms and things to like move your way through, almost like a training simulator. And you see receptacles long since gone dark that would dropping out of them. There's these small balls about yay big. And some of them are just black as onyx, and others have like open wings, and it looks like some kind of like mechanical bat, but very much spherical. Further down, there's mechanical creatures that they're different from what you have outside, like your piranha lark. Piranha lark's an actual creature. It's alive. It breathes. These are machines, like facsimiles, dolls, like what Pulse would make for their niece and nephew. And everything is quiet.
All right.
There's definitely a route forward, and it's just straight. The amount of leaping and jumping while you're walking straight is entirely up to you. Pulse goes as the Mega Buster kind of glows just a little bit, and it's like, all right, what are we doing? Should we go?
Let's go.
I guess there's only one way through, and it's forward.
We investigate further until we find something, or find a terminal, or find something that tells us what this fully is.
Hey, Chips, does this feel like the feeling that you got? Like, are we going in the right direction according to whatever your internal compass says?
I don't think it's stopped spinning since we've been here. This just feels... I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it, but I feel really alive. Really, I don't know, driven? Something about this place. I don't want to stop now.
Okay. Well, lead the way, I guess.
Okay.
And follow Chips.
Okay.
Following the Chips.
I will keep my staff out as a walking stick and kind of tap along the floor as I go to make sure I'm not setting off any pressure plates. But I'm not a rogue, so I only do it with common sense.
As you say that, Pulse.
Oh no, Pulse.
While not a rogue, is basically a rogue.
Yay, Pulse.
Yeah, rogue.
Go gadget rogue. Everybody roll me an insight check, please.
Oh boy.
Pulse got a 17.
Hesperia got a big 4, you guys.
Big
4.
21 for Chips.
All right.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Nice.
Perfect. I like it. both of you guys, as you're walking and you're taking this in, and scanners are just kind of going nuts because you're like, all right, yeah, no, this is all ancient tech. There's no power running through most of it. You see occasionally like one part of a console on the wall just kind of like has a faint LED that pulses for a second and kind of fades away. Something occurs to you, both Chips and Mir. This is a trap, and not in the sense of like you've activated my trap card. Like this whole design as a machine, and Pulse points this out too, is like this is designed to bring a person through and train them or kill them. Like you would never build a fortress or a ship as a single corridor with just like wave after wave of enemy. Like you wouldn't do that. That's dumb.
What?
And you're like,
What?
This looks like it's designed as an obstacle course on a carrier ship through the stars. Like a train. It's a gym, maybe? Like getting gains?
Pulse, I mean, I knew you wanted to like go to the gym and get fit, but like this is a little extreme, don't you think?
I'm a Fitbit.
It was weeding out the weak. Mirror says that openly.
What?
Yeah.
He points out the various traps, like the pitfalls, the what looks like to be things sticking out of the wall, what could be like old flamers, darts, like somebody's cannons, ropes or ladders that clear cut. There are cuts there to say this will break off. And as he's looking at all these, like, all intents and purposes, these shoddy designs, he openly just says this was designed to weed those out who were not fit or who were weak.
Oh. Well, that's comforting, I guess. Not really, though.
Well, that's
amidst the scrap piles of just like they're not bad designs. Some of them are quite ingenious. They're just rudimentary compared to your own sophisticated frames. They are ancient by definition. It's like looking at wooden cog-like materials versus a smartphone. Like they are apples and oranges. Pulse like reaches down and there's this creature that's it's a little shorter than Pulse and Hesperia. It's got like a single eye on the front of a helmet, and where its arm would be a Mega Buster, it's just a single gun. And it lays there quietly, and Pulse picks up this long round shield that has like a little visor eye through it. And on the side of this thing's gun, it just says JOE.
JOE.
Yep.
Joe.
Mirror takes a photo of it.
Seem to be like, and looking up the way, there's another one, and another one just up on a platform, and another one. The one up there a little further up doesn't have a gun on its arm. It's got a massive metal ball on the end of an extendable chain that's just lays there silently. And
have they taken any kind of
the shield?
Does it show any kind of like damage to them, or is it just like they're just asleep?
They are noticeably like wrecked. They are in pieces. There's mechanical bits spread across the ground. This was a machine. This was not a Reploid. This was not a person. This was some kind of mechanical construct.
So something destroyed all of this? You would think? for like a training course, maybe you wouldn't fully destroy these things, or they'd be a little more durable or something, you know?
And Pulse is like, yeah, I could probably take out one of these with like 2 or 3 shots of this thing.
They seem like these were more like just the machines we build for, the farm and for tinkering around the workshop.
I question if something or someone, maybe someone here who was tired of the gauntlet, destroyed them.
Everything, I should point out, like you guys, there's a chamber that you're walking forward as you're investigating, and it's on its side, like going this way, because the ship crashed, and it's totally leaning this way. So it's a constant effort on one of your butt cheeks to like keep you walking forward and not sliding down.
Just one though.
Yeah, just working out one significantly more than the other. One thick clapper, we'll say.
By the end, we will all be.
Well, I mean, if you walk back this way, it'll even out. It'll be okay.
Our powers combined, we will be the perfect butt. Anyway,
just buffing out the butts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible that maybe this is how. I don't know if these were people or if they were just targets. Maybe they were training dummies. But maybe this is how they were programmed, or they gained new skills, or maybe, I don't know.
Well, this is a ship, right? Maybe this was only one part of the ship. Maybe this was some kind of military ship or something, and they lost a big battle, or maybe someone went, AWOL or something.
These could be boarders. They might be invaders for this ship. Who knows? We're gonna have to keep going to find out, I guess.
Right.
As you're having this conversation, you're walking, you're taking it all in, and there's just an ever increasing ensemble of these mechanical robots. Sometimes more of the same, sometimes really weird one. You come across one that it's just this massive green, thick, pot-bellied robot with a single eye and like mechanical pincers for hands in the shape of like hex bolts, and it's just torn asunder. It's like ripped in half, and you see one of its arms is like laying over there with a long chain attached to it. It looks like it's half embedded in the side of a wrecked part of a wall.
Oh, listen, whatever did this, I don't want to meet it. So, let's just keep our eyes peeled in case something decides to stalk us while we're walking, Yeah, I would like to avoid the joining these wrecks. Exactly. None of us are built for, taking damage or really doling it out, if you ask me.
Mirror, can you roll me a d20, please?
Just flat?
Just
oh,
flat.
Lord. Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
16.
16. Perfect. Never mind. You're taking everything in. Nothing occurs to you. Nothing like nothing piques your sensors. Merely the fates. That's all. And this corridor kind of comes to a terminal or a terminus, and there's a large silvery-looking wall in front of you with a long horizontal slash from end to end, and a circle in the middle. Looks like a spinning cog or a gear. And as you lay eyes on it, something feels right. Hesperia, roll me a d20.
Okay. I wonder what could happen. Cries. It's a 15. Big 15.
15. Perfect. You feel that like that click that you felt in your body before. That pull, that like, oh yeah, we should go do this. Like that confirmation, like the validation that you felt when you're like, we should go to this place.
Right.
It arises in you again, just a little bit. It's almost like that nostalgia feeling or that deja vu feeling of like, oh yeah, it's like I've seen this place in a dream. I got music or something coming through from somebody.
Let me make sure I got a muted tab here just
there
in case.
It is gone now.
Oh, okay, then I wasn't.
Yeah.
My tab anyway.
But yeah, you get this sense of like deja vu, like, hey, I've been here before. But obviously you haven't been here before. That muck was terrible.
I would never.
What was it? I think when Hess feels that feeling, she looks around for a little, like she's been looking around this whole time. She's like, I think I feel it too, Chips. That sense of that we're on the right track.
It's, you know, that vibe you get when you're in a museum and you're looking at like, oh, this is actual history in front of me. Look at these artifacts, and you like, there's that quiet, sobering sort of like, you know, contemplation that you get.
Right.
That's the feeling that's coming across. And Pulse is like, think of everything that's here. Think of everything that they knew that was lost. Think of everything that we're going to find again. And Mirror, you're the one with the high enough passive perception for this. You see red lightning behind Pulse's eyes. As it just like... And she looks fervent and excited. And like, you've seen Pulse like, it's like, oh my God, I got to build the thing. I got to do the thing. And it's that. They are giddy. They're happy.
Nitroglycerin.
Nitroglycerin yo-yo for a trial.
Yay!
Guess who found some RDX in the back? Woo!
Thermite.
Yay! Oh God.
And yeah, they're like taking it all in, and there's this massive smile on their face, and they're just like,
so much you can build in here, so much that you can learn from them, a lot that was left behind, so much that you can do with it.
You just gotta open the door.
Well,
or touch the cog. As he's looking at the cogwheel that you said is still turning.
Yeah, it looks like something that's turned into place. It looks like a mechanical lock of some kind that would spin and then allow the thing to open. Think it looks reminiscent of, you know, the access ports in Star Wars that R2-D2 spins around. That sort of vibe.
Yeah, I think he'll point towards it as he says that, like basically saying, "Let's open it up."
What do you do? How do you go about it?
Well, we don't know what's behind the door, Mirror. How do we know something dangerous isn't behind it? Or something that could turn us into the thing that attacked us?
We can only find out unless we try.
let's not line up in a straight line.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Pulse is back behind you, decidedly not in a straight line, just like looking up and taking everything in and looking around.
If you would like me to, I can see what I can work with. If I won't ask you all to put your lives on the line, this was both me and Chip's idea, and if it makes you feel better, I can investigate, do what I can do, and if I manage to open it, I'll check out what's inside.
Well,
Mir, we're in this together. And like you said, it was partially my fault that we're here anyway, so
it's not your fault.
Let's work on it.
Chips, roll me a d20 for a second.
Oh no!
Here we go. Where is my D's? There they are.
D's nuts.
4.
Fuck.
You feel a fervor whip up inside you. Like you can't breathe. You can't see. You're looking for something, and it's not where you left it. And it's supposed to be right there, and somebody moved your thing. It is gone. What have they done? Like every single fucking time that I go looking for this thing and it's not there, and it's not my fault, and it's their fault, and they're bad, and and you turn, and Hesperia,
Yes.
you and Mir see Chip's eyes taken aback with this red lightning, and it's just like wide-eyed as he leans back, and he seems panicked. This is a removal of agency, almost like a mind control fist. As Chips like steps back and is just like they're panicking, they're looking around, and they're just like they lean and put a hand against the wall, and you see this red lightning like that started in their eyes kind of like cascade down their body and into the wall, and it touches that lock and it goes and it opens, and there's 4 bodies on the floor behind you as the thing goes in a pile. Chips, as this feeling and sensation, you're kind of like knocked out of it as this door opens up behind you and like sends you kind of careening one way. You feel you are already exhausted.
Yes.
By 1 level. Take a 2nd level of exhaustion.
Oh no, we gotta fix you, dude.
Wow, what was that?
Chips, are you okay?
I felt like I just went back under the water and then had to turn around.
Can I? This is where. So I'm gonna treat Arcana as like kind of like a mechanical checkup. If I can do that, like, can I see what was that?
Arcana is essentially tech check. You're rolling tech.
IT.
As long as it's not medicine-based IT, then it's fine.
Medicine
is basically diagnostic.
That is a 17 plus 7, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
You have a +7 in Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Wizard.
Because I think when I took my skill. Yes, I have expertise.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Let's go.
I took expertise in Arcana because I was like, oh, I already get it. I'm gonna just take it again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it again.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah, so 24 in total.
All right. So with the 24, you're not sure what just happened. You're like, all right, well, technical explanation. What just did the thing? Well, Chips just opened the door because obviously they had some kind of key for it or code, and it recognized Chips and opened. That's the logical step of what your brain does.
Okay.
It's like, okay, that doesn't answer your questions about why was Chips just able to open the door? What was the red lightning electrical signal thing? That doesn't make any sense. You understand what happened, but not why it happened.
Am I able to articulate the feeling of that something's missing? How dare they take it from me?
You feel like a human being that's had a panic attack and is suddenly exhausted in every fiber of your being.
So like
the massive crash from coming down after a sugar rush. Like you're just like, oh.
So I can't really like articulate it. Probably. Yeah. Okay.
Everything is tired and exhausted. Like use your words, but like you know the feeling I'm describing. I was amped, and all of a sudden I'm not amped. Therefore, I am incredibly tired.
Yeah.
the source of that amperage, you don't know.
Yeah. I just need to sit down for a second. Something, we were just talking about that feeling. It felt like it just shorted me somehow. But the door's open somehow. I'll kind of lean on my staff and.
There was red lightning coming out of your eyes. That's not.
There was red lightning also coming from Pulse,
who is standing behind you.
Pulse, are you possessed? Is that what this is?
And you turn to look, and you see Pulse looking at the ground, and their shoulders are like,
oh no. Pulse?
And as they like kind of raise their head up over this shield, you just see that this like through their eyes. And you get this like sort of sound echoing through, and that's where we're gonna call it for tonight. Yeah.
So we got 4 bodies. The Bards has level 2 exhaustion, and Pulse is a little cray-cray.
And none of them have spell slots left.
Fantastic.
And they got the Green Goblin mask going on, basically.
This is fine. We're fine.
You're
oh,
fine.
Lord.
What could possibly happen?
No.
You're good. You're fine.
At least I'm not getting punched in the face this time, I guess.
You didn't get punched in the face by a leaf.
Yay.
It's going to be fun.
Or by an orc chassis, which is also good.
What do you think so far?
I'm having a good time. It was great.
I saw Fist being like, "Is that Proto Man? Fuck, is that Proto Man?" No, it's just a Joe, which is the Joes were based on the Proto Man design with Proto Man's shield, the same helmet, but they like shield and they go pew pew pew, and then they shield and pew pew pew. Yeah, they were a basic like mechanical enemy based on the Dr. Light's work, and appeared in almost every single level at one point or another.
I love it.
So yeah, we're gonna raid out. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I'm gonna look for somebody to raid. I'm gonna go Hesperia. Can you let everybody know who you are and where they can find you on the internets?
That's right. I gotta remember my name. Hi everybody. My name is Vixie Bell, and I've been your friendly neighborhood player at the Logomancy table. I have played the delightful and sparkly Hesperia, a sorcerer tiefling chassis who really does resemble a magical girl in Megaman format. Yeah, and you can find me over at the Pocket Dragon Pub, where we play games and tell all kinds of stories. Sometimes I GM, sometimes I produce, and sometimes I play too. So feel free to check us out. We are getting ready for our FemGM month, which is going to be a lot of fun. Our first 2 games are this week. We will be donating all proceeds from the games to the Malala Fund. If you are not familiar with the Malala Fund, it is a great charity organization to donate to for Women's History Month, which is in March. Yay! So yeah, feel free to check us out over there and keep an eye on socials at Pocket Dragon Pub to find out what we're doing next. Thanks.
I love it. Who are you going to popcorn it to?
I'm going to popcorn it over to my favorite bag of chips, Fists.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, once again, my name is Fist. I am a writer and a gamer, and I don't know, I putter around the internet all the time. You can find me over at Blue Sky at Studio Shinyo, or just hunt around for Christopher Fist. And yeah, I've played the tall and slightly less clean Mr. Chips today, but I'm loving. He's seems like a cool dude, so I'll try to do him justice.
I believe at this point that all of this was just a pun because you made a bard that's all that in a bag of chips.
Maybe.
Love it. Blackwell, how about yourself?
Making sure that I'm not muted. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG D&D verse here on Twitch, TikTok, and other platforms. You can find me here next Monday playing this game, Megaman meets D&D, playing as Mirror, trying to figure out where the hell are we going, as I'm not trying to use all my Megaman logic to metagame, because I'm sitting here like, I want to ask this thing, but I can't say it the way I want to say it. You can also find me on Wednesdays, same channel on Logomancy channel. When we get back to it on FAC, Frontier Venturing Company. You will also see me on Fridays in a couple of weeks. I will tell y'all more about that when I get the green light to say, yeah, you can talk about this. Otherwise, I hope y'all enjoying the show. I hope y'all having a good time. It's been nice out. The weather's getting better. Hopefully our lives are improving with everything going on in the world. Again, I hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm. I've certainly enjoyed myself. I'm waiting for the follow-up for next week when ideally we have a Maz back again. And if we don't, that just means I mean, no, that's what I mean. We're gonna raid out to Althaven because they're playing some TTRPGs tonight.
They're so fun.
I tried the other night and it didn't work, so we're gonna send it over.
Yay!
Thank you everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you next week. Take her easy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And raid.
Raid.